Dear students, good morning and welcome to the online class. And today we are going to discuss the second part of the chapter, land, soil and water, the natural resources. And today we are going to discuss the part that is soil resources. A large part of the earth's land surface is covered with soil. As a resource, soil is of immense value to the farmers because the farmer fully depend upon the soil. Agricultural production is mainly dependent upon the fertility of a soil. Rich and deep soil cover with a high degree of fertility favors agricultural production. On the other hand, if the soil cover is shallow and lacks fertility, agricultural production will be less. It means the soil which is fertility soil, then the production is higher than the less fertility soil. Therefore, a thick layer of a fertility soil is very important for the growth of plants. Though indirectly, animals also depend upon the soil to satisfy their basic needs. As soil gives nutrients to plants, animals also depend upon the soil, not directly but indirectly, because whatever the plants they have eaten, that rose from soil, and these plants they take as food also provide the nutrients to their body. It gives shelter to insects and animals like rats, snakes, ants, earthworm, etc. Soil is also used for making bricks and pottery. Then we are going to discuss about what are the factors affecting the soil formation. Soil formation is influenced by 5 factors: the parent rock, the topography, the climate, the vegetation cover, and time. The parent rock, the original rock from which soil is formed by the process of weathering, is known as a parent rock. Soil is formed by the process of weathering. Weathering means the breaking down of the rock into smaller particles by different forces like wind, water, sunshine. These forces also helped the weathering of rocks, and the soil also formed by the weathering process from the parent rock. For example, the black soil of India is derived from the lava rock. Black soil is formed from the lava rock. Lava rock means the rock which is formed by the eruption of lava. The topography, it is one of the factor which also causes for the formation of a soil. Topographical variations such as mountains, plateaus, and plains affect the thickness of a soil cover. In mountainous region, on the steep slopes, the top layer of a soil is shallow and thin. On the other hand, the gentle slopes, the soil cover is thick and deep. Soil cover is always thick in plains. For example, the northern plain of India have thick soil cover as compared to the Himalayas. For that cause, the northern plain is fertile plain, and the density of population also high in the northern plain, and the production of food grains also high in the northern plain due to the fertility of soil, because the thick layer of soil. Even within mountains, river valleys have thick soil cover. The climatic factors like temperature and rainfall affect the soil formation. In the areas of high rainfall and extreme temperature, rocks are easily weathered. Climate also a factor for the weathering of rocks and a formation of soil. Where the area is high rainfall and or the extreme temperature, rocks are easily weathered, means rocks are easily break, and the particles of a rock gradually become soil. In Rajasthan, due to extreme difference in day and night temperature in the desert area, in the daytime the temperature is too high, and the night time the temperature is too cold. Due to the extreme difference in day and night temperature, rocks expand and contract, which result in a quick formation of the soil. In the daytime the rocks also contract and expand, and in the night time then it also became contract. For that cause the quick formation of a soil in the desert areas. In regions of a heavy rainfall, soluble rock material easily gets dissolved and washed away by the running water. Thus it affects the soil formation. Then the next point, the vegetation cover. At times, plants grow in the cracks existing in a rock. With time, roots of these plants start penetrating in the cracks and make them wider. Sometimes you have seen in the buildings, the plants also rose by cracking the stone or brick. Plants grow in the cracks existing in a rock. With time, roots of these plants start penetrating in the cracks and make them wider. As a result, cracks disintegrate into smaller pieces and help in the soil formation. Remains of dead or decomposed plants and animals provide humus to the soil, which enrich the fertility of the soil. Remains of dead plants and animals provide humus to the soil, which increase the fertility power of the soil. The soil of densely forested areas is generally very rich in humus content. Time. Time is also a factor for the soil formation. Time gives maturity to the soil, although soil is a renewable resource. Yet it takes thousands of years to develop a very thin layer of soil on the Earth's surface. To prepare a thin layer of soil on the Earth's surface by the process of weathering, it will take thousands of years. For example, the Nile Delta and delta formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra river have very deep and also fertile soil. Fertile soil is essential for agriculture. That is a common thing. Fertile soil is essential for the agriculture. It helps in maintaining food security of the world. But it has been observed that The fertility of a soil is severely damaged by soil erosion. Due to the soil erosion, the upper layer of a soil also washed away. For that cause, the fertility of a soil also decreases. In soil erosion, the top layer of the soil is removed by natural agents. The natural agents like water, wind, glacier, these are the natural resource, the agents to remove the fertility of the soil. And by mankind's unwise action, man also responsible to the soil erosion, such as the deforestation, overgrazing, and mining. The need to conserve soil from erosion has become one of the major environmental concerns. The need to conserve soil from erosion has become one of the major environmental concerns. Means we should conserve the soil. Soil conservation. Soil conservation means prevention of a soil from being eroded, from being washed or removed. Various methods for conservation are, there are so many methods to conserve the soil. The number one, afforestation. Afforestation means to plant more and more trees. The trees help to bind the soil. Means the root of the trees binds the particles of the soil. Afforestation is the process of planting more trees and seeds on the land. It reduces the surface runoff and binds the soil. Second point, rows of trees or shelter belts are planted in a desert region to protect the field from wind erosion. In the desert region, rows of trees or shelter belts are planted to protect the field from wind erosion. Third point, overgrazing by animals like sheep and goats must be checked. Overgrazing of animals like sheep and goats must be checked. Fodder crops should be raised. Fodder crops means food for the animals. Fodder crops should be raised. The free movement of animals in the field should be restricted. Steps should be taken to check reckless cutting or felling of trees. We should not recklessly cutting the trees. It must be checked. Floods should be avoided by building dams across the river. Floods should be avoided by building dams across the river so that the river water diverted and also used in different purposes. Terrace farming and contour plowing should be encouraged across the hill slopes. Scientific agriculture practice like rotation of crops, strip cropping, etc. should be systematically followed. Terrace farming means growing of crops on level steps or terraces constructed on hilly slopes. On hilly areas, the terrace farming also doing by the farmers. Contour plowing. Contour plowing is a technique of plowing parallel to the contour of a hilly slope rather than up and down the slope so as to reduce soil erosion. Students, the next part of the chapter we will discuss in the next class. Have a good day and thank you.